Coming to you live from Santa Monica Beach here on day one of the GE 5th Annual Convention. We have one of our school partners here, Marcelo Reda from the Ross School in the Hamptons, New York. Marcelo, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Marcelo, the Ross School has been enrolling students from all around the world for a long time now. Can you talk about the transition of what it's like coming from abroad into kind of a unique place like the Hamptons?
Yeah, man, as an immigrant myself, I immigrated from Brazil to go into college to play Division I in 2007. And to understand that industry, I never understood what that really meant. For me, it was just a way to continue to play tennis. And now, fast forward Ross School since 2017 and looking at, at a school that's only 35 years old, but had a global perspective from day one, where one of the pillars of the school is global community. So much so that the foreign language that we start teaching is Mandarin, because the founders of the school figured it out that the world's going to shrink because communication is going to be much easier. And they also saw that China would become a global powerhouse, that, okay, let's give our students sort of an advantage on that and sort of start that from nursery. From 3 years old, you start learning Mandarin.
Wow.
And then you make a choice in kindergarten to continue the Mandarin or go into Spanish. So right now we have 68 international boarding students from 22 different countries. And because of our unique location, the Hamptons, that extent is also to our day student population. Or for example, my family, we're Brazilians. My daughter's not a boarder, but she's Brazilian. So, and that extends to pretty much any other country there is.
It's very nice. Marcelo, what about the access to some of the big cities? I think for the people that don't know the Hamptons, it's a little bit pushed out. It's not necessarily in a city of any sort, but can you talk about the students who maybe want the big city access?
So, what's the advantage of the Hamptons? If I had to say one word, is safety, because where we are, it is what some people like to call out there, that's the playground of the wealthy, and that comes with a lot of benefits, safety being one of them. However, we're not that far from the city, so if you're going to go to Manhattan, it takes you 2.5 hours by train or car. It's not that close, but you can do day trips. We do that with the students often on the weekends. And you're also very close, 1 hour and 40 minutes to JFK International Airport. So that gives you almost like the best of two worlds. Like you can have access to the big city, but not have to live there every day. You go there for leisure whenever you wanted to. And because of that, also our day student population comes from the city, which brings a different sort of flair into the Hamptons and accessibility to parents in our sort of greater community, where our students can really talk to parents that done great things. For example, we have a board of trustees, and the president of the board of trustees, her family owns 50% of New York Giants. So we have access to go to that, and she owns Gotham Soccer Club. Women's soccer just became champions.
Yeah.
So this is like some people like to say, oh, this is posh. I don't see it that way as an immigrant myself. I see it as an opportunity, access to experiences that we have. Like, for example, when I was the athletic director, I forged a partnership with New York Knicks. So our summer camps is run by the New York Knicks. And we actually take our students to Madison Square Garden to play, 5th and 6th grade, to play before a real game. So like when I have those student programs, so we've done that for our students. So I think we have accessibility, just because it's not too far, but also we have accessibility of experience. We just also recently did an event at a Harvard Club. It was December 4th, where we can showcase the school, talk to parents, former students. So I like to think that way as well, not just location, but also accessibility to experience.
Thank you for that. I think, Marcelo, you have a very unique perspective because you are from Brazil. Mm-hmm. You've lived this experience coming over here for university via tennis, but what would you say to Brazilian students who are considering, I want to study abroad? Do I want to do it at university? Do I want to do it at high school, USA, Australia? I want to get better at English. What would be your piece of advice to them?
I think, I don't know. I'm 38 years old, but I don't know what the kids are like now, but the world is not Brazil. The world is not carnival, soccer, fun, go to school, normal, traditional school. The world is much bigger than that, and I think studying abroad gives you that. knowing people from different countries, different cultures, it is extremely enriching. And I don't think sometimes you can really tell how that is until you get a little older or you have a particular experience that you can access, the previous experience being abroad, in your favor. So I think that, it opens your mind. Let's just say that. It's really opened your mind to bigger things if you have an opportunity to study abroad.
Thank you for that. Last question. From the school side of things, what have you noticed in the Latin American market specifically about international enrollment over the last couple of years?
Well, I can mostly speak about Ross. It's only growing. And I think that there's also an understanding of semester to a year, what that looks like and why that's important. But also, I think I see a trend of students looking into going to universities, which now makes them to be multi-year students. It's still a little bit of the residual of I'm going there for a language program to learn English. But then if they come to us, what I say, I don't think we're the right program for me because we're a high school. It's a completely different rigor. Right. If you're looking for more exchange as far as just language itself, I'll tell them to look into our program in the summer, but not in the school year. So I think there's a trend of, mindset change in Brazil that, okay, we see the value of doing a year experience in whatever school, especially Ross, because of our programs. The true Ross experience is a minimum of a year. We accommodate sometimes 6 months, but I think that
a minimum a year.
Yes,
it's a little bit easier.
Sense. Just to make sense for them. For us, can we accommodate either way? Sure, but it doesn't give them the whole sort of picture that they should get from that, investment of time and resources.
Marcelo Reda, Ross School. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let's enjoy the rest of the convention. Thank you, my man.